We are moving on to day 35 of the solo house flipping series, and I got my right-hand man Django sitting shotgun taking in that morning sunrise. And we are back on the job, but first thing I got on my list is to take care of all of this extra plumbing material. Just really nice to start off the day on a nice, easy win. I just want to get this stuff all taken care of and put away, and Django is gonna get hydrated, and I tell you what, more water ends up on the ground in this guy's mouth. I'm gonna get my mud all mixed up, and we are upgrading again. That's right, we are moving up to the 14-inch mud knife. Now back in that bathroom, I need to get some more mud on these walls, but first thing I like to do is just do a light sand. I'm gonna try to knock down any of those high spots that will prevent me from getting that nice, smooth, buttery finish that I am looking for. So we're gonna head on over to that area by the shower and the window and just get another coat of mud on. And that's right, Django is gonna take that morning nap, and he is always in the way. This guy always is conveniently in the wrong spot, but you know what? He is keeping a close and watchful eye on me. So I'm just going to continue on getting more coats of mud on this wall. I really need to work hard to finish this up so I can move forward on this project. Now that that's all done, I am going to make my way into the kitchen, and I am going to be putting on the mud nice and thick here. That way I have that nice smooth transition between that new and existing drywall. I really have to build up that mud joint to make sure that it looks nice and smooth in the finish. I don't think I'm qualified to give a full-on tutorial on how to drywall finish with that tape and mud. I definitely have a good set of skills and I can get by, but I am by no means a professional when it comes to this. But just a few tricks of the trade. I definitely recommend mixing your mud prior to using it, and I also like to cut it with a little bit of water. You definitely don't want to use too much water because it'll become nice and soupy and it will fall on you or on your face while you're trying to drywall mud. But it's just nice to have it a nice even consistency that's nice and smooth to put on the walls. Second is I would recommend long and smooth strokes. When you're drywall finishing, it's all about angle and pressure of that drywall knife. It just comes with experience and lots in practice. And lastly, you do not want to overwork that drywall mud. Sometimes the more you touch it and work it, the worse it gets and the stickier that drywall mud is going to look. You just need to sometimes call it good enough, and you know what? If you're not good at drywall mudding, I bet you that you'll get really good at drywall sanding. It's definitely one of the tricks of the trade. Now that I'm done getting that additional coat of drywall mud done to that upstairs bathroom, kitchen, and downstairs bathroom, we finally get to move back into this room, this big entertainment room in the basement. I'm starting to put on that third coat of mud, and then when it comes to these corners, these metal corner beads, you really try to build it up. You can see right here, there's that gap between my knife and the wall. That is what I am trying to apply mud to and build it up nice and firm so that we have a good looking corner that's going to look excellent in the finish. And I'm just going to work around Django like usual, and I think he was trying to help here and go for this new black lab texture technique. I don't know why he tried to use his face, but I think he's starting to get the hang of this. And you know what, I'm going to teach this guy how to drywall mud in the time being. You know, he could really be a good help on this project. In the meanwhile, I'm just going to keep on going and get this third coat of drywall mud on in this room. And then when I am all done with this room, I am going to start moving back into that downstairs bedroom. But first thing I need to do is clean out all of this stuff. I'm going to get those sawhorses out and get those doors out, and I'm just going to stage this trim on these sawhorses for now and get out all this extra material. That way I have a nice open and clear work environment to start getting the rest of this drywall mud on in this area, and we are definitely starting to take shape. I typically like to put 3 coats of drywall mud on my joints. I use that tape and that smaller knife for the first coat. The second coat, I'm going to use my 12-inch knife, and then that third coat, I'm going to use that 14-inch knife. There's definitely some areas that are going to need some extra drywall mud, but that just comes all with the tricks of the trade and knowing when it's good enough. Now there's only one thing left to do today, and that is to get up close and personal with Django and give him one of his favorite wet paper towel baths, and that is going to be a wrap for day 35. At least that's what I thought. We had a pretty big storm roll in, so I quickly ran back to my flip house to make sure that big tree was still standing. And by the time I got home, Django was deep in doggy dreamland.